Hello everyone, this is Anthony Keshishian, your teacher of networking program. Today I will explain the internship project. The information that I will explain is mainly found within the program that we have seen over the previous courses. This project is going to take 8 to 12 weeks to be done. If you have difficulties with finishing this project, I am here to help you. However, it's better to read this booklet thoroughly before you proceed this project. If there is something unclear in my explanation, please don't hesitate to ask me, and it is a pleasure to clarify and reply to your questions. Before starting, I would like to thank Mr. Hossein Sahnoun for creating this project. Introduction. This project will assess your understanding of the different concepts covered throughout your training program. It focuses mainly and in comprehensive manner on the courses that make up Phase 4: security of a computer system, implementation of network security and planning, and design of a secure network. This project uses the knowledge and the skills you have acquired through these courses, as well as the technology used in them, as it calls on your self-reliance, resourcefulness, and your ability to find solutions to technical issues which you will most likely find in many companies. Project objectives. Migrate a Windows 2008 domain to Windows 2012. We need to do this because most of the companies are using old systems until now. But this, unfortunately, makes companies face problems for many reasons. The incompatibilities of modern systems with old equipment. The modern systems have more protection than old systems. The companies prefer to migrate and update old systems, not replace them, due to the high price of the license of Microsoft Windows 2012. Next objective. Design and implement a Windows Server 2012 R2 network infrastructure. Actually, I would like to talk about this when we look at the layout later. So the next objective, migrate Windows 7 workstations to Windows 10 Pro. This operation is the same thing as we talked about in the first paragraph. Most companies haven't yet migrated from Windows 7 to Windows 10 Pro. They migrate from XP to Windows 7, if you recall. However, the Windows 7 is no longer supported for updates. That creates many jobs offers for companies to migrate systems from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Any questions so far? Okay, we continue. Next objective, implementing a remote access solution. In today's world of communication, most companies are looking for solutions to have remote access, which makes working from home easy for their employees. For this reason, they are implementing a remote access solution. Next objective, securing the network using methods and procedures. Currently, security is the most important thing since communication has become digital and through internet that makes securing network a big concern. Next objective, installing necessary services for proper functioning. It's clear that companies prefer to use these tools and services to make their work running better. And finally, next objectives, prepare the necessary network operation and administration user documentation, transfer of authority, new features. A lot of companies out there in the IT field give services called SLA, Service Level Agreement, and they are providing services like black and white, information communicated from one department to another, from one person to another, etc. This is a very important part in their business. You should know that working in IT is not just installation and settings. There is also another important part, which is the documentation. Any questions so far? Okay. Equipment and software required. We need 2 computers capable of running Windows Server 2012 R2, minimum 12 GB RAM installed on each one. We need that to install the VMware virtual machines. We need VMware Workstation or VirtualBox. This is the software of virtualization. The VMware is not for free, and you need a license to be able to run it. The VirtualBox is free. You can use Hyper-V, but I am for the VirtualBox. Also, we need Windows Server 2012 R2 Standard or Enterprise Edition. And we need Windows Server 2008 software. Maybe you will find difficulties to download this software, so feel free to contact me and I will share the link with you. So we need Windows 7 or Windows 8 version Pro software, and finally we need Windows 10 version Pro software. Migrating, you can do either Windows 7 or Windows 8, so it's your choice. Project presentation. Context. It's the place where you are supposed to work as an IT services company. Here are some global companies like IBM, Microsoft, and Fujitsu, and local companies in Montreal like MicroAge, CGI, and BDC. All those companies are there to support and provide IT services to all industrial and financial companies that need this kind of services. XYZ is a small company specializing in medical scanners, part manufacturing, and maintenance. It has two offices, one in Montreal with 10 employees and another in Toronto with 4 employees. And they have plans to open another one in Vancouver with 5 employees. The data center is in Montreal. Toronto employees are already connecting remotely to the Montreal servers, and those in Vancouver will also use remote access. All employees are equipped with a Dell Latitude 5400 laptops with 256 GB PCI NVMe SSD hard drive, SSD solid state drive, and 8 GB DDR4 RAM, with Windows 7 Professional operating system installed, and Office 2010 Pro and Sophos Pro antivirus in addition to other professional software. XYZ has published a request for offer RFO for its Montreal data center migration and its infrastructure update, as well as upgrading its computer from Windows 7 Pro to Windows 10 Pro. So you work for ABC, an IT services provider, the selected tender that won the published RFO. Extended RFO. XYZ wanted to automate the server deployment process within its existing data center and IT infrastructure without having to acquire any further software licensing or hardware equipment. Virtual machines environments have become ubiquitous in the data center and can deploy virtual server roles and workloads while deploying operating systems. That is an important part of the deployment process. For these reasons, XYZ has extended the RFO to include such a solution but have not provided any further technical details as to what solution is needed. Your management, ABC, has advised XYZ and signed up to provide to deploy Windows Deployment Services WDS. This service, which is part of Windows Server 2012, allows XYZ to simplify the deployment process to computers that have no operating system installed. In the older versions of Windows, you should buy professional service application, which is expensive to afford. The infrastructure. To reduce the environmental cost of IT equipment, XYZ is equipped for its entire information system with a private cloud type infrastructure based on VMware technology. The best thing in the private cloud is that you can access it from anywhere when connected to the internet. So here we need 3 servers HP DL380 G7 for ESX vSphere 4.0 connected to disk array HP P4500. So the DL380 G7 server is rack mount type server, not tower server. And the ESX vSphere is virtual machine management suite. And here the disk array is backup solution called SAN, Storage Area Network. Also we need one UPS Power Watch 6 kVA uninterrupted power supply. And we need two virtual machine Windows Server 2008 for accounting database. And we need one virtual machine Windows Server 2008 with SQL Server Enterprise Database. SQL Server. What is SQL Server? It is a server that provides database for professional application. A lot of applications are using SQL Server's database, like inventory, industrial application, etc. This is just to give you an idea how the real-life networks are working. Any questions so far? Okay. So we need also one virtual machine Linux MySQL internal application database, and we need one virtual machine Linux MySQL and LAMP external application database, and we need one virtual machine Linux LAMP web server. So here the Linux servers are used for application development. And we need two virtual machine Windows Server 2008 Active Directory. DNS include DHCP file sharing. These are the ones you need to upgrade. These are listed just to give you an idea how our networks are. All of that you are going to see in most companies, and in the bigger companies you might see more. Your work is on Windows Server 2008 Active Directory, and all the rest equipment are designed to provide the real networks. Any questions so far? Okay. This is the network layout. Here you must understand that this is virtual layout. This is Montreal database. This is how it is set up. Let's suppose the employee is here and the data center here. The employees here have a switch, and everyone is connected to the switch, even the printer. Those ones are connected to the switch wirelessly. This is an access point here. In the data center, the servers are connected physically, as you can see here. They have connection here, they have connection there. These servers, all of them, connected via Ethernet or fiber optic cables. Then, those servers, they have another connection, as you can see from the back end. These connections are connected to a fiber switch. This is the backup storage, as you can see here. This part here is isolated from the rest of the network. It's connected, dedicated. They have their own switch, and this connected only to here and only to servers. So, the user from here, he can use this server, but this server can only access their database here. So, as a result, we get isolated traffic between the databases and the rest of the network. Then, the rest of this network is connected to the router, Cisco Router. And then this Cisco Router is connected to the firewall to protect the connection that comes from outside. Then, they have another part of the network which is called DMZ, is demilitarized zone, which means this is accessible from the outside. From the outside, from the internet, you can access this FTP server. But this FTP server has no access to the internal network. These are what is called DMZ. It's like fragmented part of network. And it could be the IP addresses here are different. 192.168.10.2. This one, is another class C 172.16.1.1. So this is DMZ is only accessible from the internet. This DMZ has no access to the internal network. However, the internal network can have access to this DMZ via internet. That from here to here is blocked by firewall policies. Now, you got Toronto office, they access this through the internet. You can see they connect from their Cisco router, they access this, and Vancouver also, what they do the same thing. They go to the internet, they go to the firewall to access this. They are not having access to any other things or all these servers. They access this FTP server, which is designed to a purpose to be accessible from the internet. This is how it is done. More or less, how it looks like real network, real small network, up to the standard in today's world. The same thing, they have switch. They have their wireless, their laptops, they have the printer, they have their switch, laptops, wireless, and then the printer. It's just a small office. These are basic things which we can find in small offices. So guys, do you have any questions so far? I know it might take time to fully understand this, but the idea is to search information and to try to understand and to be able to handle things by yourself. So far so good? Okay, I will give you 15 minutes break and we will back after that. Thank you everybody.